me paint a picture for you, then I'll have to teach you to see it.
Hello, my name is Summer Drum, and I attended 12 years of public school in Jacksonville, North Carolina. I am a freshman elementary education major and a music minor in the Lloyd International Honors College at the University of North Carolina at Greensboro. My favorite class this semester is called Creativity in the Arts, and it's an exploration into the concepts of creative thinking and how they relate to artistic expression and education. After attending North Carolina Governor's School West for choral music and this class here at UNCG, I have begun to dive deeper into my passion for education and have made some important realizations. The issues facing public education in North Carolina and the entire United States are serious and alarming, and they consume my mind daily as I prepare to become an educator myself. However, there is one issue that isn't talked about as often, and it's something that affects most every public school system, including Onslow County. Public schools drastically restrict creativity. You see, before kids are old enough to go to school, they're unbelievably creative. They can turn household items into incredibly unique playthings, draw a random squiggle and describe it as something seriously complex, and they can teach themselves how to do many things without adult guidance. Once kids enter school, however, they lose this free reign of thought as they begin to be corralled into the uniform view of public education. They are taught that they must not write in the margins of their lined paper, and if they do, their work will be counted incorrect, or that they must color the apple red, and if they use any other color, it's wrong. Yes, there are still some times when children can show their creativity, but those instances become more infrequent and more regulated. Soon, the brilliant creativity that a child is born with is squandered, and it's trained to only appear when it is asked. As they grow even older, children's creativity is further restricted by their education. They are taught information that they will be tested on later by answering multiple choice questions and bubbling in circles on Scantrons. They cram in information without learning its relevance or its application to life, and they master the art of memorizing material and forgetting it as soon as they get a grade. They're forced to comply with strict dress codes, restricting their ability to express their personality through their clothing, hair, and accessories. They sit at desks for allotted periods of time, taking notes day after day, receiving homework assignments and prompts for essays. When teachers are absent, the kids are forced to do mountains of busy work with a substitute that has no purpose. They are told that if they want to be creative, they should sign up for a music class or an art class, because the place for creativity is no longer within the typical classroom. Students are punished for being off task and chatting with a friend, no matter how interesting or relevant or insightful that conversation is. Students are unable to explore and discuss controversial topics at the forefront of culture and politics because these topics are written off as too taboo for the classroom. Self-exploration and creative expression are virtually non-existent during the school day and even discouraged. By the time kids graduate from high school, if they don't drop out, they are robots, products of a system created to generate cookie-cutter prospective employees with adequate test scores, statistics, and very little curiosity. I could talk for hours about how my personal experiences attending public school punished my creativity. I did not realize how limited my education was until I went to governor's school, and I experienced the most incredible learning environment one could possibly imagine. We were taught multiple answers for each problem presented, and we were encouraged to find a solution that resonated within ourselves. We were exposed to new opinions about controversial topics. We engaged in enriching conversation with faculty, visiting guests, scholars, and each other. And more importantly, we were overwhelmed with a new zest for learning. For the first time in my student career, I was told that my SAT score had no real correlation with my intelligence, and that I was worth more than being defined by statistics and standards of a system. For once, I was informed that I was in charge of my own education and that a textbook is a very insignificant part of a learning journey. I realized that public school isn't governor's school and that I was lucky to be able to attend such a life-changing program. However, I truly believe in the power of reclaiming the brilliance of creativity and making it a sole focus of education. Schools should cater to all learning styles and build more flexibility into their curriculum so that students can explore things that interest them and gain broader knowledge without the pressure to move on immediately to a new topic or lesson. Students should be given more opportunities to demonstrate knowledge than typical essays or tests. They should have more choices in their education, from creating their schedules to providing actual suggestions on how to improve the school. If a class requires a final paper, allowing the students to choose their topic ensures that the students will be passionate about their writing and produce a paper to be proud of. There needs to be a bigger focus on community, both within the school, between students and faculty, outside of the school, with organizations and citizens. Students need resources to expand their creativity, such as the opportunity to check out a video camera and use it to film a project. Students should be encouraged to explore perceptions, opinions, and skills outside of their comfort zone through weekly seminars on various topics and engaging classroom discussions about issues such as sexuality, gender, reproductive rights, and politics. They deserve to be treated like equals and trusted with a little breathing room. Teachers need to create open-minded safe zones and welcoming environments where students feel encouraged to speak their minds, explore their thoughts, and apply classroom knowledge to their own lives. Current public school systems fail at fostering the creativity of their students, which creates a general dislike for school and a serious lack of motivation. I can tell you this firsthand. I came to school every day wishing I could leave before I even entered the building. And even though I made straight A's on every report card in high school, I can't recall any history dates or remember how to solve any pre-calc problems. I truly believe that if school systems evaluated their staff, policies, and curriculum and made small alterations to put a bigger focus on creative thought, dropout rates would decrease and test scores would actually improve. In the words of George Bernard Shaw, winner of the 1925 Nobel Prize of Literature, "With the world's bookshelves loaded with fascinating and inspired books, the very manna sent down from heaven to feed your souls, you are forced to read a hideous imposture called a school book, written by a man who cannot write, a book from which no human can learn anything, a book which, though you may decipher it, you cannot in any fruitful sense read, though the enforced attempt will make you loathe the sight of a book all the rest of your life." So what are we doing? Creating generations of readers or generations of people who despise opening a book? With the way things are going now, we are unfortunately contributing to the creation of the latter. I am dedicated to creating a learning environment for my future students that will inspire them to go above and beyond their potential. This is not a hateful criticism of Onslow County Public Schools or North Carolina Public Schools or United States Public Schools. Instead, this is a call to action. Let's talk with each other about the importance of creativity and how we can introduce it in today's education. Let's create generations of learners who maintain their brilliant creativity of childhood and use it to become more successful than ever. Let's stop putting such a focus on dress code and put more of a focus on a child's passion for knowledge. Let's stop restricting creativity to arts classrooms and incorporate it into science and math. Let's stop mindlessly assigning dozens of homework problems and start revealing the real-world application behind them. Let's stop telling our children that the apple has to be red and start letting them create their own masterpiece. Let's stop teaching for A's on a Scantron and start teaching to learn. Thank you for your time.